Although it feels like Justin Bieber has always been a staple on the charts, it's been almost 10 years since he originally came out of nowhere and swept the world with his family-friendly brand of teen music. In the 10 years since he rose to fame, he has pulled off some truly amazing feats, sold millions of albums and singles, and established himself as a true star. However, all that work can hurt a person, and even the most loved and respected people in the world can experience the stress that comes with fame and success. They frequently experience it most. The music singer Justin Bieber has decided to end his career early, despite building a reputation for being hours late mounting the stage at his concerts in Dubai and other cities. In a tweet on December 24, 2022, that was either tragic or the best type of early Christmas present, 28-year-old Justin Bieber announced his retirement. Depending on how you view the Canadian teen's abilities, the message may or may not have been a good thing. Well, I think the pop artist should be free to leave the studio if he feels he needs some time away from it to enhance his physical and mental health. He should also be praised for being honest about his issues. Many people aren't aware of everything that their favorite musicians go through to stay at the top. So it's amazing that Bieber is not only conscious enough to pause and get therapy, but also that he feels safe enough to talk about it openly. However, the singer himself made it plain that this is just a much-needed break. Several media sources swiftly ran with a story about how the pop icon isn't releasing any new music, and some even claim that retirement is possible. However, he mentioned the possibility of releasing new music, so that should get his fans fired up for some new jam. Bieber also stated that he will come out with a kick-ass album ASAP. Further down in the post, so it's likely that he already has a ton of music recorded. It's been over 3 years since his last full-length album Purpose was released, and stars like him are often known to be in the studio, prepping for what's next. Fans can anticipate a tremendous new era for the chart topper once he feels up to it. But they shouldn't put any pressure on him to release anything until he can do it well. It's even possible that between different features that have been released over the past few years, Bieber recorded some of his music. Although Bieber himself appeared to be undecided about the matter in later tweets, nobody is yet certain whether this Twitter statement would turn out to be true. While some believe that the financial gains of touring may cause him to end up out on the road longer than even the Rolling Stones, his recent behavior has raised concerns about his emotional health and maturity. Nonetheless, it creates an intriguing contrast. According to reports, Justin Bieber is about to join the expanding list of musicians who are purportedly selling the rights to their back catalogs, and the agreement has the potential to double his net worth. Justin Bieber is close to agreeing to a deal to sell the music rights to Hypnosis song Capital for about $200 million. The news, which has been circulating for weeks, was first reported by the Wall Street Journal. Sources say that even after the deal closes, Universal will still manage and hold Bieber's shares of his publishing and recorded music catalogs, which were included in the deal. The musician is currently going through a difficult time, having recently postponed the final dates of his Justice tour to a later date. The tour, which was scheduled to begin in 2020, has been repeatedly postponed or delayed. First because of the pandemic, and most recently because of his experience with Ramsay-Hunt syndrome, a rare disease that, in his case, resulted in facial paralysis. After eventually starting the tour in March last year and covering the majority of North America, he postponed the remaining dates in early June after disclosing his struggles with the illness. It's also happening at a time when the once hot catalog market has generally cooled off, losing appeal as asking prices have decreased, interest rates have increased, and capital gain taxes have increased. Bieber's portfolio, despite including some of his numerous successes from the past 15 or so years, is also less of a tried and true product than more seasoned catalogs like Genesis and Phil Collins, whose albums were sold for an estimated $300 million earlier this year. However, some companies, particularly Hypnosis, have embraced newer catalogs, and the Bieber agreement, according to Journal, would represent Hypnosis's largest music rights purchase to date. In other news, Justin Timberlake, whose songs are a few years older than those of Bieber, has a music catalog that the company bought earlier last year in a deal that was said to be valued at slightly over $100 million. Even while it is said that Bieber only contributed a small portion to songs like Sorry, Love Yourself, and even older songs like Baby, they are still equally large blockbusters that for many people define an era. On the other hand, Hypnosis also bought the iconic singer-songwriter Leonard Cohen's collection, which contains many timeless songs that are older than 50 years. The market effectively peaked in 2020 and 2021 when Bob Dylan and Bruce Springsteen sold their catalogs for middle nine-figure sums. The artist is actively trying to reach an agreement to sell his publication rights for $200 million, according to TMZ. This could very well be the most expensive acquisition in the history of the business, though he appears to still be in negotiations with Hypnosis' song Capital. The pop singer, whose enormous career spans more than a decade and includes 6 albums, is said to be worth $285 million. Justin might potentially be worth $500 million if he receives the entire $200 million from the sale of his publishing rights. Iggy Azalea was another musician whose catalog was bought last year, although the value of the transaction is unknown. Rumors indicate that it was likely an 8-figure sale. On Twitter, the artist justified her decision. She wrote, "I sold a portion of my catalog to whom I wanted, for an amount that means I don't have to work another day in my life. I sincerely adore you all, but most of you don't understand the business well enough to understand the master's conversation." Iggy earlier stated in 2021 that she intended to give up music to concentrate on other endeavors. In her announcement of the sale, she reaffirmed this and expressed her excitement to concentrate on new endeavors. The rapper also promised to release a new project sometime this year. Also, when Bruce Springsteen sold his publishing rights for a whopping $500 million in 2021, it may have been one of the greatest music catalog purchases ever. However, not all musicians are keen on selling off their back catalog to the highest bidder. Madonna is one musician who firmly states she will never do it. "They belong to me. Isn't ownership everything?" Earlier this year, the pop artist stated that she's looking for interesting ways to reintroduce her older work to the younger generation. Hypnosis Song Management provides investors with the opportunity to profit from the work of several musicians, including Barry Manilow and Beyoncé. The alleged agreement the company would reach with Bieber would be the largest ever it has made. Alright guys, that's all for today. If you found this video useful, please give us a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button as well.